guys, Will back with Royal Canadian Reptiles. This week on Instagram, we did a poll. I always have a hard time coming up with a topic, and things that I think that should be talked about are maybe not things that you guys want to hear. So I want to always keep you guys engaged, and I want to know what is it that you guys want to hear from us. So every week on my Instagram page, at Royal Canadian Reptiles, if you're not following us, go give us a follow. Here's our handle right below here. Every week on Instagram, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna ask you guys what you want in this vlog. So this week, shout out to Snake Mania. They asked, maybe talk about the future and how you think the industry looks like in 5 to 10 years, plus how you hope it looks like. All right, well, let's get right into that. So basically what they're asking is, how do I think the industry is going, which direction do I think the industry is going to head in the next 5 to 10 years? And in order to get to that answer, I think we have to go back 5 to 10 years. 5 to 10 years ago, not that many people were really focused on the recessive projects, the double recessive, stacking codoms into your recessive projects, and it was more just a new gene came to market, buy it, bring it in, hopefully buy it as a male, bring it in, breed it to a bunch of girls, sell everything with that gene in it the following year. And it was rinse and repeat. Every single year, new gene came out, buy, breed, sell, buy, breed, sell, buy, breed, sell. And I think that the whole market has completely moved away from that. Yes, there are new genes that pop up here and there, but for the most part, the gene pool has been pretty stagnant, I suppose, for the last 2 or 3 years. There hasn't been too much new genes popping up. So I think we can work with what's already available to us. And I think that the market is heading in a direction where it's not just buy, breed, sell. It's when you do jump into a project, it's for long-term, a long-term project. You have something in mind. I think that instead of just throwing 5 gene combo at 5 gene combo and breeding those two together and just having a mishmash of stuff that's really hard to ID, I think people are going to start to focus on a specific look, a specific project, and really, you know, if you like the dark, busy pattern stuff and you really want to develop that, you're gonna gravitate toward Hurricane, GHI, Blackhead. You're gonna start to gravitate toward that and really make that your niche. You want to go after that little thing. I think everybody should have a few recessive projects on the go, and preferably a couple of double recessive projects. So over the next 5 to 10 years, I don't think that anything's going to necessarily change all that much. I think it's going to be much more customer focused. And I think it's going to be much more quality focused. It's not just going to be, oh, that's the guy with that gene, I have to get it from him. There will be some of that still, but I don't think it's going to be as prevalent as it was in the past. A lot of people are going to head towards the double recessive combos. And to be totally honest, guys, in order to add, let's just use Desert Ghost Clown as an example. You guys all know I'm super huge fan of Desert Ghost Clown. And in order for me just to add 2 or 3 other genes into DG Clown, to add 1 additional gene is very hard to do. It's not like it was back in the days where you had the codoms ran the market. So codoms ran the market, you just breed it, bang, you hit that combo, you breed it again, you hit the next combo, you continue breeding, and you continuously hit these combos year after year. When you move into that 1 in 16 chance, triple recessive, 1 in 64 chance, when you start to move into that realm of that is the animals that you guys are going to go after, then I have nothing but high hopes for this industry and this business as a whole. It's going to become much more boutique. You're going to specialize in specific projects, and I think most people are not going to try to be a jack of all trades. I think they're going to try to master their craft. So if you are really passionate and you really love Clown and Desert Ghost, like myself, I think that's going to be a project that we are going to go really heavy on and try and really develop that project. We can see what you can take educated guesses by seeing what Spot Nose does in Clown. Adding Desert Ghost shouldn't change that too much, but it should really brighten it up. But again, you don't know until you try. There are lots of combos where I've said, oh, that's not gonna do anything. You put them together and it's just amazing. So I think that's sort of the direction that it's going. And the second part of that question, where do I hope it goes, is that's the direction I really hope that it goes. I hope that people take more pride in the animals that they produce. I think just producing something just to produce it is not good enough anymore. I think you have to really be passionate about the projects you're working on. The industry is growing every single year. I see it, it's actually amazing. With the way that social media goes, back in the days, like, it was forums and it was, there was no Facebook and Instagram and being able to connect to thousands of people in the blink of an eye. And there was no real following. Nobody followed anybody. It wasn't, I had to go onto a forum to see what Ralph Davis had produced, or go to his YouTube channel to see what he had produced, not just scrolling through my phone and, oh, Ralphie just popped out a new, super phantom combo that was amazing back in the day. That wasn't there. So I think with the direction that social media is going and the connectivity between everybody, I think the community has become so much bigger that there's a spot in this for absolutely everybody at every level. Whether you want to produce 300 clutches or 30 clutches or 3 clutches, there's a spot for you in that market. So I think that's sort of the direction that the industry is going to go. And again, everybody out there who's working on these double recessive projects and all that stuff, really hone in on your specific projects. It's amazing the amount of variation that's available within ball pythons, and you just need to find that little pocket that you really like working with and work towards that. I'm not saying not to diversify your collection. Absolutely. Justin has said it before, you want to have a very good variety of genes because of, he compared it to cooking. You want to be able, if you're in the kitchen, you want to be able to have access to all the different ingredients to cook. But when you find a look that you're after, like I mentioned, if you're dark and busy, GHI, Blackhead, Hurricane. If you're really bright and busy or bright and reduced, you're gonna go Desert Ghost, Blades, Clowns, that sort of direction, and really just work on what you really like working on. So that's sort of the direction that I see it going. Next week, again, don't forget, give us a share, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, subscribe to the channel, really appreciate all that. If you're following us on Instagram, next week we'll do the exact same thing. I'll ask a topic, you guys give me a bunch of ideas, and I'll give you guys a shout out, and we'll just continue on like this. I really want you guys to enjoy these videos. It's more for you guys more than it is for me. So I want you guys to really enjoy these videos, and I hope that these are helping. Let me know what you want to hear. Leave a comment down below. Keep the conversation going. Where do you guys see the market going in the next 5 to 10 years? What about 5 to 10? What about 10 to 20? Where do you really see the direction that the ball python market is heading? I know combos are going to get more and more complicated, that's for sure, which means harder and harder to make, less and less being produced. That's my take on it. What's yours? All right, guys, we'll see you next week.